So now that we've talked about both IP addresses and MAC addresses, let's just do a quick comparison of both of them side by side. So remember, IP addresses, those are our logical addresses that are assigned by the network administrators or the system administrators on a computer, and it can be changed. MAC addresses, on the other hand, are physically burned into the ROM on a network interface card. If we're looking at the OSI model, the MAC addresses occur at layer 2, which is the data link layer, and then we jump one layer up to the network layer. That's where the logical IP addresses are, OSI layer 3. Now, if we talk about how they operate within a network, with an IP address, it allows for network-to-network communication via routers and routing. So when we are dealing with IP addresses, the communication really is utilized by routers for wide area network communication. So a very simple way of saying is communicating over the internet. Conversely, with MAC addresses, these allow what we call inter-network communication, so meaning communication within a local area network, communication via hubs and switches, and sometimes routers within a local area network. So MAC addresses are for LAN communication and IP addresses are for wide area network communication. And I know I didn't talk about this in the previous lectures in this section, but I wanted to introduce this now because we're going to talk about this more in later lectures. Now, in the format, I didn't put the format for MAC addresses here. Remember, it's a hexadecimal, it's a 6 bytes, and there's the OUI portion, and there's the unique portion. For IP addresses, it's the dotted decimal, and this is really the most important one that you're going to want to understand. So in our previous lecture where I talked about the 8 bytes, the 1 bit, the 1 octet, and 32 bits and all that stuff, you're going to want to memorize that because it's going to be very important to understand all that when we get into subnetting later in the course. So that's just our quick comparison of IP and MAC addresses. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll